Hi.
Welcome to Taronga Zoo and to Free Flight Birds. My name's Chris.
And I'm Kelsey.
And we'd like to start by acknowledging the Camaragal people. Now, they're the original custodians of this land, and for tens of thousands of years, First Nations people have understood that balance between the land and its wildlife. And here at Taronga, we're very proud to try and follow in those footsteps as shared custodians for the wild.
That's right, and no matter where you're from or where you live, every day we have an opportunity to connect with and to see some remarkable birds, and they really are all around us. And all you have to do is look up.
Well, this first bird up there is Dixie, a whistling kite. Now, these birds are avid aerial acrobats, but also incredible scavengers as well. No problem coming to ground to find an easy feed. But what Dixie's doing here, he is landing to feed, but they're also capable of eating on the wing, which means when they're competing with another 50 birds in the sky, they don't have to land and have that food taken away from them by a bigger bird. Oh, missed that one. That's all right. He'll be back. These birds can be found right at fisheries, abattoirs, even the local tip, anywhere where an easy feed may be found. Also known to take a locust out of the sky, drop that on the body of water, waiting for a fish to take the locust, and then they will snatch that fish. So they're incredibly smart as well. There he goes, awesome. I got one more piece for Dixie. You'll often find these birds around bushfires as well, chasing anything that is fleeing the flames. All right, my friend. Nice. Well, while we've been spending our time looking up at that incredible whistling kite, many of the other birds have been spending the time looking down, and they're all searching for their own opportunities to feed. And an emu egg like this, it's going to be the ultimate prize for Australia's third largest hawk, known as the black-breasted buzzard. Now, there can be up to 18 of these emu eggs in a nest, fiercely guarded by the male emu, but any that don't hatch, or any that were infertile, are exactly what our bird is looking for. Now, they are going to be guarded by that male emu, and he's going to take that mob with him when they hatch. But a lone egg is easy pickings for this bird here. Everyone, this is Slammer, and even with that hooked beak and those sharp talons, still needs a bit of help to get inside that thick-shelled emu egg, and the rock, it's going to be a perfect tool for the job. Now, Slammer's made a nice hole, and if this were a real emu egg, she'd start to be able to lap up that contents inside. But our plaster eggs, they're not real, because with 2 days worth of food inside a real emu egg, we could be out here for a long time watching this bird work. Now, this use of tools that we're witnessing, this is nothing we had to train this bird to do. She actually hatched from her own egg with that knowledge in her head. Well done, Slam. Nice. That's right. You can give her a round of applause. She did great. Short work of that today. But you see, that instinct, it's so strong, you know, she'll persevere till she's sure there's nothing left, yeah? You gonna give it one more for good measure? Nice. Yeah, give the crowd what they wanted. Yeah. Now, we tend to associate the use of tools with humans and with other primates. So it's pretty cool to see a bird like Slam able to achieve their goals. And it goes to show that we've got a little bit more in common with birds than what we previously thought.
Well, you ever get that feeling that you're being watched? Owls, they are everywhere. While you might not always see them in your backyards, they can definitely see you. Whether that's out in the country, or it could even be right here in the city.
Just checking everything.
Well, everyone, this is Ripley, and she is a barking owl. And barking owls actually like to hunt during the day. In fact, around half the world's owls, they regularly hunt in daylight, and it's all about what they like to eat. And a barking owl like this, well, they'll eat other birds.
And it's using these powerful feet, they can take down birds that are as large or even larger than themselves. Pretty impressive hunting. See as he moves his head from left to right, you can turn that head nearly 270 degrees around. Starts looking over the left shoulder, can end up looking over the right. They have twice the number of vertebrae in their necks than we do. We have 7, these guys have 14. What are we thinking, my friend? No, I don't speak owl, but I think that might be a no. Kels, we'll just leave this guy here for now, hey? But as the sun goes down, a barking owl's going to stop hunting birds. They're going to look for something different. Things like rats and mice, maybe even a juicy possum, before they head off and find a safe branch to rest.
Well, day and night, owls that are just like Ripley are out there hunting all sorts of introduced pests. And these can include things like rats and mice. These pests, they cause a lot of problems for our native wildlife. They're often taking young birds and even eggs straight from their nest. So it's really good to have owls out there to restore the balance. But you know what? I'm going to let you all in on just a little bit of a secret. We used to have a really bad rat problem right here at Taronga. And you know, it was so bad you'd see them running around absolutely everywhere. But fortunately, since our owls have moved in, those rats, they've moved out. You know, I can honestly say that problem, it's well and truly behind us. Yeah, it is so exciting, isn't it? The owls are doing such a great job. We haven't seen a rat around here in such a long time. Yeah. Now, a single owl, they can be eating around 1,000 rats and mice in just a year. And it's estimated that a pair that has chicks of their own could be taking down around 3,000 more. So having a family of owls in your backyard, they really can be the most beneficial neighbours that we could all ask for.
Absolutely right. Now, the birds that we've seen so far have all been native to Australia, which just goes to show that you don't have to travel very far in order to appreciate birds. In fact, there's a species of bird that's done all of the travelling for us. This bird's journeyed across the seas alongside people, and it's allowed us all to have an everyday connection. It's the chicken. But more importantly, this is Mentari, and he is a red jungle fowl. Now, originally from Southeast Asia, the red jungle fowl is in fact the ancestral species of all modern-day chicken breeds, and they've boasted a relationship with people for around 8,000 years. Now, red jungle fowl, along with modern-day chickens, have found their way into our religions, our rituals, our cultures, but they've also found their way into our everyday language. So whether you're up here ruling the roost like Mentari, or maybe you're one of our hens, a mother hen watching their chicks fly the coop. You may also be like me, the kind of person that puts all of their eggs into one basket. But no matter how you relate to these animals, you really don't have to look much further than your own backyards to have an everyday connection with birds. Thank you, Mentari. Yeah, he did great. Now, we don't actually have any... Oh, to the team inside, I think Mentari's... Yeah, he's waiting. Oh, good boy. What a good chook. Now, we don't actually have any modern-day chicken species, or modern wild chicken species here in Australia, but we do have other birds like the brush turkey that perform a similar role. And the brush turkey is just one of over 800 species of bird that calls this incredible country home. And just over 50 of those are our parrots. So when it comes to birds in backyards, we really don't have to look much further than that to appreciate these incredible animals that really are all around us.
Now, as we're expanding our towns and our cities, we're making many changes to the landscape. But unfortunately, not all of our birds can adapt to these impacts. Now, many birds, they do rely on tree hollows, and these provide them with a nice, secure home. That's a place where they can nest, where they can rest. It's a place where they can thrive.
Now this handsome fellow's name is Geary, and it means red. If you say Geary Geary, it means very red, which is a great description for a male red-tailed black cockatoo. Now this species of bird is not local to this part of Sydney, but we are still blessed with an incredible diversity of bird and animal life. Here at Taronga, we're very proud to be a sanctuary, and not just for the animals that are in our care, but for people and for local wildlife too. In a word, Taronga is habitat. And to help us demonstrate habitat, we have a couple of volunteers that we picked out before, and they're going to help demonstrate habitat for these two birds by being a tree. Now joining Kelsey up on stage, we have Monotoka and Hakea. And you can see initially they look a little bit different to Geary. And that's because they are females and they have a different plumage. Yep, keep your hands down just for a second. Cool, cool. If you want to face that way, that'd be great. So the females have got yellow spots on their head and chest, and their tails are banded from yellow through to red. I'll just ask this gentleman here. Sorry, sir, can you keep your hand down? Thanks very much, mate. We have pre-prepared people. I understand you're excited, but we don't want to give the birds the wrong information. All right, your turn, Oscar. Arms up. Nice. Now, Hakea and Monotoka actually get their name from some of the flowering plants that are found in their region, which is an excellent reminder to us of the importance that these birds play in the habitats in which they live.
Now, when we're thinking of cockatoos, we do often say they're pretty messy or destructive eaters, but they're playing a really important role in seed dispersal. They're helping trees to grow, and they're allowing their ecosystems to flourish.
Now, Kelsey mentioned the importance of tree hollows when she had Geary with her. And again, this is super important because some of the tree species these birds build their nests in take up to 150 years to be big enough and hollow enough to be viable for a species of bird like this. And new growth forests are pretty prevalent in the country, so finding housing is super hard.
Now, if you'd like to help wildlife in your own backyards, it can be as easy as installing a nest box. There's an example of one just on the speaker hole below us. If you scan the QR code there, it can take you to the plans of how you can source and install one of your very own.
Well, how about a huge round of applause to our lovely volunteers? You guys are the best looking trees we've seen all day. Now, going home and installing a nesting box like this here, now that's a really worthy cause, but it's also a take-home action. If you'd like to help out while you're here today in zoo grounds, you can. You come down after the presentation and make a donation. Now, we had this box installed here a little over 15 years ago now, and with your support, the last count, this box had raised over $500,000. And every cent has gone to helping Taronga's conservation species all around the world. And for a while now, we've been paying special focus to this little native bird on the front. It's called the Regent Honey Eater. And this bird used to be found in flocks of tens of thousands. But sadly, it's estimated there are fewer than 300 individuals left out in the wild. They are literally disappearing. So every year we're breeding more birds to prop up that wild population, but we're also out there planting thousands of native trees to ensure that there is a wild for us to return them to. So if that's something you guys would like to get involved with and help make a change, come down after the presentation, pop a coin or note in that box there, you can even tap your card. And if you do happen to donate $5 or more, we have a series of pins like the one Kelsey's wearing here, and we'd love to offer you one as our way of saying thanks.
That's right, because it really is with all of your support that we can see a bright future. One in which the skies and our backyards can be filled with birds. And it all starts by simply looking up.
Well, thank you so much for coming down to the Free Flight Birds. We hope you've had a wonderful day at the zoo, and we look forward to seeing you next time.